Good evening, and thank you for coming and being with us here at the Village of Key Biscayne. And now, please stand for the presentation of the colors. Present. Up. Hope. Hey. Over. Up. Up. Right. Thank you to the Fire Rescue and Police Color Guard. For the national anthem, we have three young rising stars, Rocio Giesio, Lila Malmerca, and Isabella Agustini, to come forward and do the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. That was fantastic. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance, please have Councilmember Fernando Vasquez come forward.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The invocation, Rabbi Caroline, would you come forward? And Father Pawaga, please come and also be part of this important invocation. I figured double the blessing is the better, right?
We're here this evening as we head into another year in our beautiful island to join together and participate in a review of the past year and a look ahead to the coming year. And as we do so, we reflect on the values, the hopes, the vision we all share and seek to create here in Key Biscayne. Our shared vision is for a community where we all together live healthy, prosperous, and meaningful lives in a safe and beautiful environment. We all wish to have neighbors and friends who we are connected to, who we care for and who care for us. We each want to wake up every morning with a smile and spend our days peacefully and meaningfully. This is our shared vision. It is inevitable that there will always be different perspectives on how to achieve that vision, in which order to prioritize those interests. And sometimes we can get caught up in the details and risk losing sight of the bigger picture. So it's important to have times of reflection like these, that we can take a moment and focus our attention to that which is most important and to those things which bring us together. Please join me in prayer to the Almighty God on behalf of our community and on behalf of each and every one of us within this community. May the state of our village always be one of harmony, beauty, and joy. May the state of each of our homes and each of our hearts be one of harmony, beauty, and joy. Because the state of the village is the sum, the total. It's a reflection of the state of every one of us. May we each be blessed to succeed in integrating our values and beliefs into our daily lives, enabling us each year to look back at the previous year with pride. And may there be peace in our community, in our country, in the land of Israel, and the entire world. And let us say amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Good evening, welcome, and thank you for joining us for the Village of Key Biscayne's 2024 State of the Village Address. At this time, I would like to acknowledge some of the special guests we have with us here tonight. Our very special guest is our Commissioner, Raquel Regalado. Raquel's done an outstanding job for us. I have some former members of the council here on Key Biscayne, starting with former Mayor Mike Davey. Mike Davey. Former council member and super activist Michelle Estevez. Former council member Alan Fine. And former member Luis de la Cruz. I want to thank you for being with us tonight. I want to first thank our council members for their diligence and collaboration during this past year. It is with this outstanding council that we are executing on the necessary infrastructure work to address the critical needs of our island paradise. And now I need to stop and recognize these wonderful council members that I sit with, and they do a yeoman's job. Would you please stand? Frank Kaplan, Brett Moss, Oscar Sardinas, Fernando Vasquez. Tonight, Vice Mayor Allison McCormick sends regards. She has the flu, and our good friend Ed London had to go to North Carolina for a quick business trip. This is an outstanding council. It is this group that leads the way, setting goals, and then staff delivering on that vision. I'd also like to take a moment and recognize our village manager, Steve Williamson. Steve. And all the dedicated village staff. And now for the task at hand. The task at hand tonight is the state of the village. And I am pleased to announce that the state of the village is good. Strike that. It is great. We've had 3 straight years of decreasing the millage rate, which is now at 3.1245, which is the lowest millage rate in Miami-Dade County. Our community has approximately $20 million in reserves. Our debt capacity is $92 million, and our existing debt of $8 million is at the very low rate of 1.2%. What that means is that we are in the strongest financial position in our village's history, which allows us to borrow money if needed at the lowest possible rate. We are a fiscal leader in South Florida. Additionally, this year we received grants and outside money valued at nearly $10 million. In addition to the $20 million in reserves, we also have $4.5 million in the Land Trust Fund to be used for land acquisition. We have been able to tap outside revenue sources, such as the CITT money from the county, to provide additional freebie vehicles and much-needed road upgrades. We are using the Stormwater Fund also to help us pay for the improvements to our stormwater system. This past year, working with our council and staff, we have advanced many of the priorities we heard from you, our residents. One of our priorities has been traffic, and we have made great strides to improve our internal traffic. How did we do that? We added a right turn lane at the corner of Crandon Boulevard and Harbor Drive, and we extended the left turn lane into Key Colony from Crandon Boulevard. Both of these enhancements have significantly eased the flow of traffic entering the village of Key Biscayne. We have partnered with adjacent law enforcement agencies to enhance traffic safety along Rickenbacker Causeway, Crandon Park, and Bill Bagg State Park. We're communicating effectively with the community about events that lead to traffic and working with our partner agencies to proactively plan when city and county events are going to impact our residents. We are collaborating with the county on the Rickenbacker County Master Plan, which calls for the redesign of the entire causeway. We are also forcefully advocating for the replacement of the Bear Cut Bridge. The county has awarded a contract to an engineering firm to do what's called the PD&E, Project Development and Environmental Study. This is critical to receiving state and federal approvals, as well as possible funding. This is huge because it begins the process of studying what a replacement bridge will look like, how it will be built, how much it will cost, and what funding sources can be utilized. In the meantime, the existing Bear Cut Bridge is being rehabilitated as part of a state bridge inspection process. This will help us shore up the bridge while we go through this multi-year process. Village staff has also developed a Rickenbacker concept plan that is only a first step as we collaborate with the county in planning for these much-needed transportation improvements. Now, not only do we have a seat at the table, but we are active participants in this process. Another priority has been our golf cart, motorized scooters, and e-bike safety. As a small island community, the privilege of having these eco-friendly modes of transportation also brings challenges. Our police have hosted numerous educational forums and have increased enforcement to bring about improved safety with these vehicles. We passed on first reading an ordinance on golf carts that integrates state law and allows us to regulate golf cart usage. We continue to advocate at the state level for the ability to regulate e-bikes and motorized scooters. Is there room for improvement? Of course. But it is important for our residents to get involved, learn about the laws, and do your part to make our streets and our sidewalks safer for everyone. We have a community that is thriving and vibrant, and we all need to feel safe. Now let me share some additional accomplishments from this past year. Let's talk about our green spaces. And these green spaces are now greener since we planted 59 new trees with a Neat Streets grant, one of the many reasons that Key Biscayne has been awarded a Tree City USA designation. Soon, Thanks to the Commissioner's help, the county will be breaking ground on a new library for our community. Please be sure to get involved. Please be sure to get involved as we need to get your input from residents about what amenities will best serve our needs. This past year, we had many opportunities to gather and engage in our open spaces. Not only did we see Hampton Park, Beach Park, the Village Green, and the Community Center get some much-needed upgrades, but we finally celebrated the opening of Paradise Park, which rounds out our Civic Center. And very significantly, our community launched the program, It Takes a Village, to create awareness, promote inclusion, and foster social skills for special needs children and adults in Key Biscayne. This organization This organization was started by a group of parents of children with special needs, and I was honored to be able to meet with them early on, gain insight into their needs, and lend them the village's support. And right now, I'd like to recognize some of the members of It Takes a Village. Would you please stand and be recognized? Ali. Great job. So now let's talk about resiliency. This past year, we completed a village-wide drainage assessment, which shows that we are draining only 28% of the water that we need to drain. Only 28%. And I'm so proud that this council has not done what many legislative bodies do, which is to kick the proverbial can on to the next generation. No, we are acting, and we're acting now. Congratulations to the council for taking this on. This year, we launched a very ambitious, multifaceted resilience, infrastructure, and adaptation program called Elevating Our Island Paradise. So what does that do? This plan will fix our street flooding issues so that our streets don't flood with a regular rain event. We completed the Army Corps Oceanside feasibility study that is the first step to be included in the Federal Shoreline Protection Program, which will provide for possible federal construction dollars later on. We will re-nourish our beach in the coming months to remediate some of the damage brought on by Florida storms that have indirectly affected us as our state government will be sharing in that cost. We have begun the Key Biscayne Back Bay study with the Army Corps that will give us the roadmap for what we need to do to protect our bayside shoreline. We have, as of this date, completed 30% design for Zone 1, the Key Biscayne K-8 Center, and are now pushing the engineering design team to complete 100% design plans before year-end. In the meantime, by instituting the immediate flood control and mitigation projects, we are already improving the existing stormwater system and repaving, as you have seen, many of our interior roadways until we can build the new stormwater system. This resiliency program has our community on a path to protect the shoreline, upgrade the stormwater system, improve our roadways, and bury our utility lines. These projects are vital to the future of Key Biscayne. This year, we also created the Sustainability Advisory Board to develop strategies to make our island a better steward of our environment and implement best practices to enable our residents to live a more sustainable lifestyle. Over the past year, we have worked hard to improve our quality of life in monumental ways, but also in other impactful, smaller initiatives. Let me enumerate some of these. We installed street lights along East Enid Drive to increase visibility and security. We have begun to tackle our iguana issue by working in collaboration with the county and the state. We hope to reduce their numbers. We're working closely with each condo building to ensure that they are on track with the recertification of their building. Working with the Ask Club, our seniors, we are looking into the possibility of becoming a blue zone, whereby implementing best practices on healthy living, we can achieve longer lifespans on Key Biscayne. And this year, we also started for the first time a program to recognize our village centenarians. And we had quite a few in the first batch. God bless them for hanging in there. Through it all, we have enhanced our partnerships with local businesses and local agencies, as well as our county, state, and federal partners. There are some additional projects that I am proposing as the manager takes a downward look. We need to do a couple of things. One of them is to heighten the level of care, maintenance, and landscaping for 3 of our most important roadways, Crandon Boulevard, Harbor Drive, and Fernwood, to make them world-class year-round. We must improve our electrical reliability, working not only with FPL, but with our residents. And it's true that we need to take care of the trees, which are the #1 cause of a lot of our outages. And so hitting those power lines and shutting down our electricity. We are an active community and know that we need to find opportunities for additional playing fields and recreational spaces for residents of all ages and interests. That would include pickleball courts. And we need to work with our schools to bring about improvements to their facilities and to see how we can assist in enhancement of the student experience. We need to install artificial turf at the St. Agnes Field to significantly augment the ability of our residents to use that field year-round. And we should begin the process of integrating AI, artificial intelligence, into our governmental processes to work towards greater innovation and efficiencies. But then again, we come back always to the priorities. And we need to continue to work on these. We must continue communicating effectively with you, the village residents, an important objective that requires all of us to stay connected. We will continue implementing our resiliency projects to mitigate flooding and reduce power outages. We will continue to work with our local and regional partners to improve our Rickenbacker Causeway, replace Bear Cut Bridge, and oppose any commercial development of Virginia Key. We will continue to find solutions that will improve our internal traffic flow and safety. We must separate and protect pedestrians, bicyclists, and vehicles. And what does all this mean for you? It means that we can continue to live in our island paradise and enjoy our cherished way of life. A lot has changed in the 20 years since I first served as mayor, but Key Biscayne remains the greatest place to call home. But we should not be okay with the status quo. Our residents expect more. And with our current council and village staff, we will continue to deliver excellence. On behalf of the council and the village staff, we are grateful to you, the residents, who take the time to give us constructive feedback that makes our community better. I personally receive and answer inquiries on a daily basis, and sometimes it feels like an hourly basis. We urge you to share your thoughts and input. We're here to listen. We want you to please participate in our workshops and join us for council meetings to hear firsthand what is happening in our community. Call a council member, ask them questions. Be a part of making this village a stronger, safer, more resilient community while preserving our lifestyle. And with that, I thank you and God bless Key Biscayne. Thank you. Okay, now, Brett Mosk, you got to come to work. Okay, so two things left on the program. We're going to recognize our volunteers, and then after that, we're going to have our reception downstairs so that we can continue this conversation.
I just want to thank the mayor for the wonderful speech and for leading us. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's been an honor serving next to you. And you know, something about Key Biscayne is that, and that I learned very quickly when I moved here, is that we are who we are because of volunteers, and that's the way we are in Key Biscayne. And it's sometimes a thankless job that we all know, that all the volunteers do know, but sometimes we do have to say thank you. And but one of the wonderful things about Key Biscayne is that I don't think any of the volunteers are looking for the thank you, but tonight we're going to do it, and we're going to say thank you to all of you. And I also want to apologize beforehand because I might pronounce your name a little wrong. I know most of your first names. When you get to the last names, it gets sometimes difficult. But all right, so we're going to start in art in public places. I'm going to name all the names in the group, and if you guys, whoever's here, can come on up, and we'll pass it out. Is that okay?
Yes.
Do it that way? All right, so Rosa de la Cruz, Lourdes Jaffe Colette, Bill Durham, Diane Moss, Joanne Matheson, Karen Llorente, and Diane Grab. So thank you, Bill and Lourdes. Next is our Education Advisory Board. We have Kristen Guess, Paloma Ferreiros, Suli Olivaria, Sylvia Tarafa, and Patricia Gomez Augustini. If any of you guys are here, please come on up. Next is our Parks and Open Space Board. We have Nancy Davis, Alan Fine, Claudine Cotto, Alan Nicolason, Patricia Romano, Ignacio Ortiz Petit, and Nick Molina. This is our Village Athletics Advisory Board. We have Glenn Waldman, Paul Zuccarini, Kenneth Cotto, Miriam Brill, Victor Balestra, and Jimmy Lee, and Sylvia Zavala. One of our new boards is the Sustainability Advisory Board. We have Luis de la Cruz, Derek DeZuglu, Jackie Kellogg, Kristen Kundal, Manny Rianda, Ann Roth, and Michael Schmel. Next is our Board of Trustees. We have Keith Bean, Daniel Valdez, Bill Stevens, Ed Easton, and Adolfo Enriquez. All right, now we have our Board of Magistrates. We have Rosemary Rifkin, Michelle Estevez, Nancy Stoner, Karen Llorente, Gabrielle Chavarria, Ramon Blanco Herrera, and Mark Wigmore. All right, so we have about 30 in this category, so I'm going to do them in blocks. Is that okay, Mayor?
Yes, sir.
All right. Parks and Recreation Programming. We have Melissa White, Marco Gomez, Mary Tague, Dr. John Martin, and Robert Dzuglu. We're going to continue. We got Ruben Milares, Andrew Olanau, Manny Rianda, Austin McQuillan, Ashley McQuillan, Dave McDaniel, Monsi Blanco Herrera, Eduardo Chamorro. Anybody here? All right. We're going to continue. We have Tommy Thornton, Eduardo Chamorro, Florencia Manero. We have Christian Crossler, Nanny Lopez Varela, Gonzalo Cortabarria, Benjamin Blanco Pinto, Gaston Medico, Marcos Bonge, Juan Conway, Pablo Cremeshi, Mariano Federici, Juan Gentile, Alejandro Kong, Ricardo Marota, Fernando Morman, Alejandro Nino, Esteban O'Farrell, and Gabriel Ramanas Kiwis. That's the last one. That's the hardest one. So I don't know if I got that one right, but I don't know.
That concludes our formal program, but we have by the pool a reception, and we'll have a few bites and beer and wine to drink. So please join us to continue this fellowship and continue talking with each other. Thank you for coming.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright